California love. California knows how to party. California knows how to party. In the city of Dago, we keep on rocking. We keep on rocking to June the Real Tour.
Yo, let's go. Yo, that is too fire.
Let's go.
Hey, Rkeyzz in the building, my brother.
Go.
Hey, thank you very much for joining me today. San Diego, today, we got somebody special right here in the building. If you're tapped into the city, the culture, the movement, then you already know the name Rkeyzz. This man is more than a musician. He's more than an artist. He's a whole vibe, man. He's a sound. He's a voice that came straight out of your neighborhoods and carries the spirit of the city with him everywhere he goes. If you can't tell, look at the sweater. Can you pop that up real quick? There you go.
Look at the back, bro.
Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Born and raised right here in San Diego. He's one of the ones who didn't just talk about putting the city on the map. He went out and he actually did it. My guy, what I admire most about you being here today is real simple. You represent us, you represent home, and as a San Diego native myself, that means everything to me. June the Realtor, I'm a local guy, right?
Yeah.
Born and raised all of San Diego County, and for me, I'm just very honored to have you on the podcast today, man. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Heck yeah. Well, as we jump into it, first and foremost, I usually ask this to pretty much everybody. I'm like, who is this person, right? Who is Rkeyzz? So talk to me, man. Who's Rkeyzz in your own words?
Rkeyzz, a San Diego artist. I play the Talkbox. I rap and I play the Talkbox. I love music and music saved my life. And I represent San Diego proudly.
Where in San Diego did you grow up?
San Isidro, Villanueva to be exact.
No way.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were raised there your whole life?
Pretty much.
Did you graduate from Southwest or from
San Isidro High?
From San Isidro High. Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess, to kind of jump right into it. So what inspired you with music, right? Usually music touches people at a super young age. I know it does for me.
Yeah.
But what inspired you to jump into music?
Honestly, so many factors, beginning with Roger Troutman. When my dad introduced me to the Zap band, Computer Love just blew me away. And then, La Bamba was a big influence for me. Richie Valens. Richie Valens, I love the music. I love the movie. And then Selena.
Was it the movie or was it Richie Valens himself?
Both. Which I tell people, which is it's weird for me, but it's he passed away when I was born, and I don't know, just music just carried on through me. So I feel like when I talk about La Bamba and Richie Valens and just the whole concept of the movie, I feel so inspired by that whole story of how he all his stuff was custom built, and you look at my stuff, it's all custom built.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Richie's cool too because I remember watching La Bamba at a really young age. I must have been, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But there's something about that story that just, I think it resonates with a lot of like Chicanos, right? You come from shit, come from nothing, the fields, right? Working in the fields, and then he had this inspiration of like, hey, you know what? Messing around with his guitar, playing, kind of like you with the Talkbox.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, man. And you mentioned Selena too. What are some of the things that you took away from Selena?
Honestly, it's just how close the family was, and I mentioned this in my previous podcast that I just did. When we lived in Vegas for a bit. My family was my two older sisters. We actually we were Selena and Los Dinos, so we would perform at a house and invite our neighbors to watch us perform. My sister was Selena, and we were Los Dinos, and we would be in the background with our made up instruments from the kitchen, our kitchen utilities, the spatulas and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's super cool, man. Now, obviously you're in the Talkbox scene, right? Is there any other person that you know that's out there that you've connected with that also is on a Talkbox, or are you the only one that you know?
No. Honestly, the Talkbox community, is very huge. I got to shout out big bro Throwback Zach. He's very heavy on the Talkbox. He's been holding down San Diego for a while. That's we have a close community, and then My other big bro, one of my other inspirations is Fingas. He's from LA. I actually have a record with him, and he's been doing the Talkbox, but now he's doing more commercial stuff. And then MC Magic from MB Riders, from the group MB Riders, MC Magic.
Man, that's so cool. Like all these people you're talking about, it like when you think of MC Magic, right? Like I said, that's like growing up in San Diego, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't uncommon. My family's from Spring Valley,
Yeah.
and it's funny because the half of my side is Chaldean, the other half is Mexican, right? And so it's funny. My dad grew up in Spring Valley. My uncles grew up in Spring Valley. So they all had not beards, but they all had like the mustaches.
Yeah.
They all look like little cholos and stuff. And so it's funny because like when you mention MC Magic, I always think like I wanna get
Yeah.
and I think of like, damn, like my uncles were really like banging chicks out to that.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, nonetheless, man, it's like it's a certain sound, right?
Yeah.
It's a certain sound, Chicano sound. And so I guess that leads me to ask you, man, so how long did it take you to learn this instrument right here?
Believe it or not, I tell people playing the Talkbox came natural to me. It just came natural because when I would hear the records, I would hear what they were doing, just picturing what they were doing, the modulation wheel. Quick example, I'm not going to go too deep right now.
Oh, go ahead. You're good.
Doing that with the modulation wheel, or hearing that, I heard what they were doing. But the harder part for me was actually learning how to play the keyboard. That was the hard part. So I always give a shout out to Hank Figs. Without Hank Figs and his family teaching me and being very patient with me, teaching me how to play the keyboard, how to play the piano. So without them, that was the hard part, man, was the keyboard, playing the piano.
Dude, man. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I've tried to play the piano myself, and for some reason my fingers, I need to sit down and just learn it, but let me tell you, my fingers, I'm like,
Yeah, and the tricky thing that I tell people is after a while, it's becomes second nature, but it's when you start, booking yourself for performances, that's when you start have to really, I rehearse 8 to 16 hours just before a performance, because you're going from rapping to Talkbox, and it's just fast paced, and it's just being able to make sure you keep the tube secured without dropping it while you're performing.
Yeah. So, okay. Teach me about this. So obviously there's the Talkbox, and it goes, is it sucking onto your cheek?
Yeah. So I hold it in the muelas, the back molars.
Back molars, yeah.
Yeah. And then you just press on it, you pretty much hold your breath, and you're playing the right key, and you're mouthing the words, and you're enunciating. So you're not talking, you're not breathing, you're just enunciating the words, and you're mouthing the words.
Wow.
And the harder ones are like when you're saying the H's and the S's, because it's hard. It's harsh letters that come out. Happy birthday, for example, when you're saying happy, it's you got to make sure that you keep the tube
Keep
secured.
it really secured, yeah. What is one of your favorite songs that you like to cover? Like hands down, it just takes you to a place. Like what is that song for you?
Man, there's so many. From I Want to Be Your Man.
Oh, dude.
Computer Love. That one's my other favorite one, and then also to Pretty Girl, and then Sexy Lady from MC Magic.
So those are the main like four.
Yeah.
I love, like, growing up as a kid when I was being raised with my grandma in Paradise Hills, right?
Yeah.
We were playing football on the street, and just like it felt like before technology was like, I mean, I'm not super old, but it was still like kids were outside playing. No, I'm serious. Kids were outside playing. Kids were outside fighting. That's just how it was. And so I look back and I'm like, man, what were some of like the songs that were on my iPod at the time?
Yeah.
And immediately it was like, I Want to Be Your Man, Computer Love, More Bounce to the Ounce. Like Zapp and Roger, like if you were listening to Tupac, you had Zapp and Roger on your playlist too, Yeah. And so I don't know, it's just cool to me. I love that sound, man. That Talkbox sound is very unique. That's why I'm like, when I invited you on the podcast, I was like, man, I got to get this guy on no matter what, because I'm like, that Talkbox sound, you don't really hear a lot of people, like young people, just learning how to work a Talkbox.
Yeah.
I have noticed though, actually, there's one guy in particular that's on TikTok, but I don't know his name. But he blew up on TikTok, and he does Talkbox sound, but that's it. And so it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a dying.
It's ancient, man. It's ancient.
Yeah, but it's cool that you're like out here promoting it and bringing it up. So I guess my question for you is going to be, what was your first moment where you thought, okay, I'm talented, I could really do this?
Honestly, when I just recently posted on my story was when I took the leap of faith. I actually I recorded a song up there in Westlake Studios up there in Hollywood, and I heard myself in I actually recorded right where Michael Jackson recorded Thriller. So that was like that to me was more eye opening when I was like I took the leap of faith. I'm literally standing in the same studio where Michael Jackson recorded Thriller. I'm like performing, playing the Talkbox, and hearing myself. And mind you, at that time I'm still learning how to play a keyboard. And I take a lot of pride in that record because I was like, oh shit, okay, I got something here. I got to work on it, get better at it. And even my rapping, I got to get better at doing the rapping. So when I did, I was like, when I got home, I sat in traffic. By the time I got home to San Isidro, I was like, holy shit, I'm on to something. And I never looked back after that.
Dude, that's awesome. You mentioned your dad to me before the podcast started.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about some of his inspiration to you and what he means to you?
My dad means the world to me, man. Unfortunately, he passed. He passed away, and part of what I answered earlier was when I would hear the music of, I could hear what they're doing with the keyboard. When I used to work with my dad at the meat company, he used to work at Standard Meat over there in 19th Imperial. Those were humbling times, man. And we didn't have much, but my dad always told me, keep working hard, and that stuck with me. And when my dad passed away, this is like the adding story to the whole Talkbox and how I continued and pursued it and turned it into making sure that I was going to achieve my dream, which is the keyboard. Growing up, I wasn't able to afford it. It was super expensive. The Talkbox, the drivers that's inside the actual box, super expensive and hard to come by. So when my dad passed, I noticed that the person from Florida, I still remember her. She lived in Florida and she wasn't able to sell the Yamaha DX100, and that was my dream to get that keyboard. And at the time, I had a microKORG, and I wasn't able to afford it. And finally, I saw that she lowered the price, and I was like, "Hey," I reached out to her. You said earlier in the podcast, you shoot your shot, and I'm that person. Trust me. You can see all the DMs that I sent out to millions of artists. Like, what's the worst they could do? Not reply or say no.
Tell you no, yeah.
Yeah. So I shot my shot to the lady. I was like, "Hey, I noticed you reposted the keyboard. I have money right now. I could pay it." And she's like, "Okay, I'll bid it for buy it now." I bought it now. Not even 24 hours. The driver that I currently have inside, I got it for the one by themselves costs like around a grand.
Oh wow!
I didn't pay nowhere near that, and I got two of them, and I got it for $300.
Oh my goodness!
So I got the keyboard for $150, and I got two drivers. Was it $200-$300 for both of them?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So when that happened, I just told myself that I was gonna make it my goal to pursue it, because I know my dad would want me to do that, because during those tough times, like I mentioned, my dad, took us to the swap meet. We're doing everything we can just to make a dollar, working with him growing up, and then going to the swap meet. And when we go to the swap meet, whatever I made that week, I would hope and pray that I would find the keyboard, somebody selling it, and it just never happened to me.
Dude, so let me ask you this: how did you come across that lady then? Because this sounds like this was not like OfferUp type of.
It was eBay.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So through eBay.
Yeah, all through eBay, man.
Dang.
The amp, the keyboard, and the driver.
Now, let me ask you this. Okay,
yeah.
So obviously you're picking it up, you're learning the keyboard, you're learning the Talkbox. Who is one of the first artists that reached out to you, or you reached out to, and kind of laid the pavement for you to start making a name for yourself?
Oh, my big bro, Fingers. Fingers is the one, man. And I'm gonna put myself on the spot, and I'm gonna say this, and I tell this to my close people. Without him, honestly, he's the one that put my rapping in perspective. I sent him my first verse, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? Redo it." And I went back and I redid my verse, and then I sent it over, and that was the first time that he actually he did the Talkbox for me on Million Reasons, and I sent him back I redid my verse, and next thing you know, we have A Million Reasons comes out, and that was the song that put me out there.
No way, man, dude, that's super. Like, because I'm kind of like, I'm listening to you, right, and it takes me back to when I was podcasting with Ryan Anthony, and Ryan Anthony, I was asking him a bunch, like I was asking him similar questions I'm asking you, right? Like, what was your inspiration? And so I was asking him, you know, like he kind of has like a very, Ryan's very cool in the respect that like he has a lot of wisdom that he'll just drop on you out of nowhere.
Yeah. And
a lot of I would ask him, because he's not awe inspired by like Hollywood or any of that. He's like, man, screw that. He's like, I lose my soul out there in LA.
Yeah.
But he talked about some of the people that worked with him when he was out in LA. So I was like, hey bro, did you ever get a chance to meet Too Short? You know, like local legends. Like, you ever get a chance to meet Too Short or E40? He was like, oh yeah, for sure. And so I guess, have you had any big artists like ever like impart wisdom into you? Any other artists?
Oh yeah. And it's funny you said LA, man. I'm gonna tell you this. We went up to Mr. Shadow's album release party up in LA. Man, several artists. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Cocaine. He's a beast when it comes to hooks, man. He's the one that connected Ice Cube and Mr. Shadow for that record. But,
I feel like I do, but continue. My bad. I feel like
you're good. Honestly, like the work that I've been putting in within these past 3 years, you know, the name Rkeyzz is going up to LA, and then, you know, when we went up to LA, a lot of the artists were like, Cocaine was like, I say this like in the most humble like way and proud, was I did a record for him, and Smitty. It's called, yeah. Smitty's the most humble person in the world, bro.
Wow.
It's called Get Your Boogie On. I'm playing the Talkbox on that record. So we get there, and I was outside, and I was like, hey, Cocaine, you know, that's me on that record with you and Smitty with the Talkbox. And homeboy, his shades go. He threw him off. He just took him off, and he threw him. He's like, well, fuck. I was like, yeah, little Mexican. I go, little Mexican from San Diego, bro. I go, that's me, dog. And he was like, get the fuck over here. Then so my homie right there, his name is Hectic. Also, I did so many records for artists in LA, from Spanish Fly, MC Peps, J. Amador, from the
no way.
Yeah, so I did that, and then and Hectic was there. I have a couple records with Spanish Fly and him, and Hectic was there at perfect time. He's like, oh yeah, there's the homie Rkeyzz, bro. He does Talkbox. He did a couple records for us in Spanish Fly. And motherfucker, he's like, get over here. He's like, that's when you take a picture. I'm like, and he's just in shock. And my friend, my boy, my photographer, videographer, Taurus Visuals is right there, and he captures the whole thing. And he's like, bro, what the fuck just happened? He's like, I'm doing that motherfucking way. He's like, the old Mexican from San Diego played the Talkbox, and obviously, and I said in the most humbling way, like, that's me, dog. And he was blown away.
That's crazy, bro. That's insane, because I like, okay, so you like, what does that relationship look like? Because I'm trying to understand. So you get it, like, how does that work? You're in San Diego, you're on a Talkbox. Do they just call you out of the blue and they're like, hey, yo, get your ass up here. We need you to record a song right now. Like, how does that work?
Honestly, it happens different ways, man. From a DM to a regular text message, and then a phone call.
And is it usually urgent? Like, hey, like we'll pay you $10,000 to get up here, like right now?
Oh, trust me. Yeah, that's how it works, bro. Trust me. I
kind of imagine like, hey, we need you right now. Because I can't imagine that there's a lot of artists out there that have Talkbox. I mean, I'm sure there are, like, but I can't imagine that they can do it as good as you've perfected your craft.
Yeah, and it goes back to a lot of the artists, they want the sound that I have, and they're chasing the sound that I have. So, and I say that respectfully, and it's not a knock to anybody. It's just the sound that I have.
No, it's
and you said it right now about Her Urgent. I'm gonna give you the example. MC Magic, he called me out of the blue. It was literally a year ago, 2 days ago, that he called me out of the blue. We never really communicated via text or phone call. So he called me. I was at home. I was living at my sister's house, and he ends up calling me. My phone's charging at the moment, and I'm away from my room. And I'm in the living room, and I come back, and I see a call from Phoenix. The fuck? Who's calling me from Phoenix? I go, there's only one motherfucker that's calling me. And then when I go back to about to call, I get a text message. It's like, hey, Rkeyzz, is Magic. And I call him back. I go, what's up, man? He's like, hey, Rkeyzz, how long can it take you to get up here? Where the hell are you at? I don't know where you're at. And he's like, I'm up here in Palm Springs. Can you get here? My set starts at 8 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, don't worry about it. Can you make it? Yes or no? I look at the time while I'm on the phone. I was like, I'm googling the time where he's at, the arena he's at. I'm like, fuck, okay. You know what? I'll get there. And I was like, he's like, get here. We'll pay you. Get here ASAP. Because again, I told you this in the beginning. The Talkbox, the driver that I have, he has it. So he knows that I have the same Talkbox as well. So like you said, when they're urgent, they'll call you out of the blue. And I hauled my ass up there to Palm Springs from San Ysidro all the way up there, and I ended up. I say this probably because I got so much respect from Little Rob, Baby Bash, and Big D. Shout out to Big D, man. I saved that show, his set, and they ended up. Baby Bash ended up switching the time slots with MC Magic, and dude, as soon as I got there, security manager pulled up, got my Talkbox, and they rushed back inside, and then security walked me back inside the arena, backstage, and I was just like, and everybody was like, bro, you fucking came clutch, bro. Both Thugs was there, everybody was there.
Oh my god!
So it was fucking dope, bro. Everybody was like, damn, motherfucking Rkeyzz came from San Diego. Then when we got on stage, MC Magic was like, I got a shout out my homie Rkeyzz from San Diego.
Man, that's cool. That's cool. I know Magic, Paul Wall, Baby Bash. Yeah. I know that they I was working on trying to get Bash on the pod when he was coming down to San Diego to perform at SeaWorld, funny enough. Yeah. And so I was trying to get him down. But I know that they all like, they're super interconnected, bro. All of them. And once you're tapped in with that little familia right there, you're in. Because then you start getting in with Lil Rob, and then the door starts to open with Frankie J. Yeah. And that's how. But here's what I've understood though from the people that I've talked to. Shout out to you, Uso, if you see this, because Uso always be putting me on. Uso says, he told me this. He was like, look, man, like Lil Rob and Frankie J, like they're kind of like very exclusive, bro. They're, like they if they don't like you, they do not fucking like you, and there's not even a chance that they'll do anything with you. And so, right? I mean, that's what you could correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I understand is that, like, yeah, if they do not like you, they will not rock with you like at all.
Respectfully,
yeah. And so it's interesting to me though, because like when you telling me you're getting in with like MC Magic, I'm honestly, that probably gives you a lot of cred right there, almost right off the bat. But then you start getting in with Lil Rob, I'm like, oh damn, no, Rkeyzz is tapping into something even bigger. Where do you see your future going, man? Where do you see it going?
Honestly, wherever my passion takes me, man. I don't settle for anything less. I just want to keep going and keep pushing. Because not a lot of people are blessed to get this opportunity. And I tell people every time, like the experience that I just did recently, which we talked about, was the Balboa Theater for opening up for Aztec Tribe, Little Rob, and MC Magic. That shit, not a lot of artists get those opportunities, bro. No. So, obviously trying to branch out and work with several artists. We discussed prior was, I had the opportunity to open up this year for Talib Kweli.
Oh my gosh. So I got to pick your brain on that because I love Talib Kweli. And I think that a lot of people, like if you actually talk to Kanye, like it's crazy. So Talib Kweli in the early 2000s, late 90s, like, bro, that guy was him. He was the dude. Yeah. And Kanye knew, and I think him and Kanye even have a song together, right? Yeah. I forgot how it goes. It's like dun, 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 something like that. But yeah, how is that like? So when you get in with Talib Kweli, right? What is that like? Because Talib Kweli, I'm telling you, I had. I don't know why it's slipping my brain right now, but on my iPod as a kid, bro, I used to have that Talib Kweli song.
Get by
get by.
Yeah, his famous one.
It's like just to get by, to get by. Yeah. So what is that like with Talib Kweli?
Honestly, man, it's amazing, dude. Honestly, and I told you this. Like I try to separate myself and always branch out with several artists. I don't like to stay in one box, because when you put yourself in a box, you're gonna stay in that box. So, like I said, I've had the privilege and the honor to open up for Talib Kweli, Frankie J, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Keek the Sneak, and several artists. So when when the opportunity presented itself for Talib Kweli, they reached out to me earlier in. No shit! It was last December when they reached out to book me for. It was Cinco de Mayo, I believe it was, or no, May. It was somewhere in May. I forgot, but it was this year. They had booked me in last December, and again, my sound is just very unique in itself because, again, I'm standing out by myself in San Diego by playing the Talkbox and rapping. So, and my rapping and Talkbox, it's super. I guess you say it's fast speed.
Yeah.
So when you hear me, I can go on stage and you just hear me do this.
I was gonna say, can you give us an example?
I go on stage and I just hit this. Shooby-doo-wop, shoo-doo-wop, I wanna love you. Shooby-doo-wop, my computer love. And the crowd just, we're talking crowd from fucking the Chicago, New York, people that come from out of, from everywhere to come to San Diego, and they're just blown away. And they're like, fuck, even my homie, one of the hosts, he gets blown away when he hears the Talkbox, and he just hears, when I hear this, I always start my set off with that, but then when I go into my set, I just do this. I love San Diego. And then it just, you see the crowd's reaction like, what the fuck is this? People that are not familiar with the Talkbox. So that's why I stand out.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like I said, like, it's a Southern California sound, right? Like, it's not uncommon for you to be driving on a Saturday, you're pulling up at a light, and there's a Lolo next to you, and you hear the, and it's more bounce, it's not an uncommon sound. But when you go to like Chicago, or you go to like somewhere in Florida, like Miami, it's a whole different vibe, that's a whole different planet than Southern California. Completely different people. And so that's why it's like when they hear that sound, they're probably like, whoa, what is that?
Yes. So what is the crowd from Texas, man, they come out here. When I threw him the curveball was when Paul Wall, when I opened up for Paul Wall at Crazy Bone. So that one, they were like, what the fuck is this? And then when the Slim Thug crowd came over, they were like, what the fuck is a Talkbox? They were like just so confused, but they were blown away with it, and they were fucking rocking with me.
Yeah, I would not be surprised, bro. I would not be surprised because obviously as rappers, I rap a little bit myself, right? But like with rappers, they're always chasing down a certain sound. And it's about time, I feel like, where the Talkbox is probably going to start making a resurgence into music. It already is, but I would not doubt it if you had people like YG start to incorporate that. For example, that Kendrick Lamar song is like, he's playing that Debbie Deb in the background where it's like, do, 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 do. Yeah. So I feel like that sound is going to come back for Southern California, just California rapping in general. Yeah. It's always been there, but I have this feeling that it's about that time. And I feel like if you just keep applying the pressure that you're already doing, keep doing what you're doing, chasing the dream, chasing the goal, bro. Yeah, like I would not doubt it if you start working along big time, like, producers to put out music, bro. Cause it's definitely going to be a resurgence. I mean, you can never, my thing is, so I went to, what was it? The 92.5, like Lover Bash, whatever, they do it at, right there at
Sports Arena.
Yeah. And, I got to hear Zap live, right? And it was the dopest experience, but that's exactly the way you just did it. That's exactly how he starts off every time. It's like, I want to, like he'll, I want to be your man. And you just hear him in the background. You won't even see him. But I just feel like that sound is just, I'll say it over and over again, but it's very unique. It has a very unique presence here in Southern California. And
if you don't mind me telling you really quick, you said everybody's chasing a sound. I found my sound and I never got away from it because I knew what I wanted. And when I stuck to it, that's what separated me because I knew what sound I was going to deliver to the people that I wanted to pitch my sound to. And I never got away with it. Some people that play Talkbox, they're always chasing a sound. And I was like, just stick to it. Trust me, if you stick to it and you're committed to your sound, you're gonna find your own shit. And that's what I just tell people. Like a lot of people ask me, what sound do I got? And again, this is all custom built stuff that I started when I was 14 years old, man. I'm 35 now.
Yeah.
So I've come a long way, man.
Well, so I guess, is there any artist in particular that's like up there that, you're like, you know what, bro, since I was a kid, like I would love to work with that person. Who would that one person be?
Man, unfortunately, he's not alive. It's Roger.
Roger
Troutman, man. I would love to work with Roger and pick his brain, man. And obviously, hopefully one day I get to get a record with the group Zap, Fingers, and MC Magic all on a record.
Oh my gosh,
that is
nuts.
That's the record I want.
So my brain's been festering over here with ideas with questions to ask you, but like one of the questions I wanted to ask you is like, who's a local artist right now that you wouldn't mind working with, or that you would be like, you know what, hey, like I want to work with that person, like Rob Stone, like I said, Ryan Anthony, homie up in Oceanside, I forget his name,
Desi
Hollow. Like,
believe it or not, I've answered this question too. Ryan Anthony, I know you're watching, my bro. Nothing but love and respect. Hopefully one day we get a record together. Believe it or not, I actually pay tribute to Ryan Anthony in my next record that I'm currently working on. Shout out to Loose Lyric Studios. Paying homage to him. One of my first bars is, I barely see the beach, and that's Ryan.
Facts.
And we talked a little about Ryan Anthony. He's the one that inspired me to do the back to school giveaway in San Isidro. There's nothing in San Isidro that people are doing. So I felt this year that I've able to accomplish that with the platform that I have, and ended up doing that for the community of San Isidro. And I had picked his brains at a lowrider show earlier in the year, and ended up telling him like, hey, you inspired me to do that for my community, because he does his back to school every year over here on the southeast side, and there's nothing in San Isidro doing that. So I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna do that shit for my neighborhood.
Yeah, no, dude, let me know. I'll talk to Ryan and we can make that happen. Meeting of the minds right there. Because I honestly, one thing about Ryan, so when I brought him on the pod, we were talking, and he was like, hey bro, it's all love. Like, Anybody in San Diego that wants to work, he'll work with them. He's like, it's all love. The only thing is that he said, though, he's like, and he even referenced like a lot of the San Diego rappers are all on the same page. Like, when I see you, it's love. There's no animosity towards one or another. There's no competition. Everybody's pretty cool out here in San Diego. So honestly, bro, I think that you and him working on a record would be easy. I think that could easily happen. One thing I will tell you with him though, too, it's kind of funny. Because he was telling me, I was like, hey, when's the next album coming out? Yada yada. Ironically enough, he loves the merch more than the music aspect of it. He does the music, and that's obviously what's got him to where he is today, but he loves the merch aspect of it. That's why he'll pull up on you, pop out with his trunk, boom. He literally says, out the trunk.
Out the trunk, man.
Now, it's funny. It's funny because the back to school giveaways, man, like I love doing that kind of stuff for the community.
Hell yeah.
Like real estate is kind of like a up and down market, right? For me, at least, it's always up and down, and I'm working to get it more structured so that way I'm never up and down. But I love giving away, man. So what are some of the things that you do? I know you mentioned the backpack. Is there any other giveaways that you do for the community?
Oh yeah. Of course, we do food drives for the community. We're doing right now. We're collecting for the holidays. I'm collaborating with Love Thy Neighbor for the toy drive for December. It's happening Saturday, December 13th. We're currently collecting toys and blankets for kids in San Diego, San Isidro, and kids in Tijuana, man. And the reason why I'm so, like, I love to give back, bro, because growing up, and I said this before, we had it rough, bro, and especially during the holidays. And I keep this, I say this, I love my dad. One time we had a very tough Christmas, man, and I feel that, again, I've reached a part in my career, in my life, where I could use my platform to spread that awareness. Families are struggling, especially right now in this economy, bro. Mm-hmm. One time, like I said, our Christmas was literally a branch, bro. We had no Christmas tree, and man, that shit stuck with me for the rest of my life. And so when I speak on that and I tell people, it's always good to give back, bro, because you don't know what that family's going through. Nobody knows, but especially in this economy right now, bro, everybody has it rough. And if we could use our platform to spread that, any awareness or any giveaways, I am high on that. Especially like any artist out there, I speak to all of you guys. If you have a huge following and you're able to spread awareness in your community, even if it's sharing a flyer, food distribution, or toy giveaways, do it, because you're going to help that family that's supporting you. And I get emotional because, like I said, that Christmas, that shit stuck for me for the rest of my life. And And Christmas, I always get more cheerful because I'm in a situation in my life where I could give back.
Yeah, man. Nah, bro. God bless you for. I can see it, man. The emotion, the passion. Like, trust me, bro. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I think that the community feels it too. Let me know how I can get involved in that. Actually, like, honestly, I think when you get to a certain point in life. Like before the podcast, I was talking to him about my daughter Camila and Divine, and you just start to think about things differently, about things that you care about. Like today's my birthday, and
happy birthday!
Thank you, bro. But like you know, when you're a kid, you look forward to gifts, right? And I can only imagine the scar that left you, man. When you wake up in the morning, and it's like no Christmas tree, no presents, no. And so, but when you get to a certain age, now you're like, you know what, man, all of it was nothing anyways. Like now I got everything that I need. I'm in a position where I can now give back and make that kid's life better. Like, bro, God bless you for that. Because honestly, a lot of people take a selfish route. They could take a very egotistical route and be like, oh, fuck you, I made it, da 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 da, right? Nah, bro. I'm very happy to see that you're humble-minded. You have passion behind what you do, and you just want to give back to the community. That's awesome. Awesome. And nothing takes away from that. Like, San Diego is a small city. What do they say? San Diego's a small city but a big town, right? It's like through somehow, some way, somebody knows somebody. Yeah, right? Like it's so interesting. Like right now, you just said love thyself. I look at Andy. Every podcast I bring somebody on, Andy's always like, wait, I know that. Like everybody. But that's just how San Diego is. So, anyways, nonetheless, let me know how I can get involved in that.
Yeah.
Let me pull up. I had a couple more questions that I wrote down that I really wanted to ask you. So when you're in the studio, right, you're rapping, you're letting loose, you're having fun. What's your creative process like? Are you sitting down putting pen to paper? Are you sitting down freestyling? What does that look like? Are you off the cuff? Like you just like put me in the studio and I'll go crazy?
Honestly, there's different methods that I approach it. Lights off for me. I like to have the lights off. Excuse me. There's two studios that I go to. It's Loose Lyric Studios. Excuse me. And M&R Studios. With Hang Figs. I usually have the lights off, but my approach is, I guess it's unorthodox. Where if I am not currently feeling a record, I don't do it. So I have to feel the beat, and I have to be in love with it before I can even approach wasting producers' time and studio time. Because it's expensive and time you can't get back to the producer. So lights off, and if I'm able to hear the beat first, and I as soon as I get it, I find out what key the song is in, and if I could provide a melody like right off the bat, then I know I could easily go into studio and just go with the flow, have it written down, and it might take me a couple of tries. I'm not really good at doing the freestyling stuff, but I work until it's perfected. And then I don't just release it just to release it. I release stuff strategically, and if my mental state is good, and if I'm in the right state of mind, then I'll push forward by actually doing the record. Because there's some records that I've held on to over a year. Yeah, I just don't feel like it. I like to put out music that I'm feeling, because I want people to relate to my music and hear my story that I'm giving them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Like I said, I like rapping, but I'm actually more into poetry. I love poetry. I'll sit there. There's times where poetry will just hit me. I'll be driving. I got to pull over on the side of the road and write something down, because I'm like, if I don't, I'm gonna lose this, and I'm not gonna remember it. And sometimes it just your heart will tell your mind what to write out. Yeah. And then there's other times where you're working on something and you're just like, I'm saying this, but it's just not the right emotion for me right now. And I feel like music is very much in that same path, where it's like you could have an amazing hook, but then you're like, but the bars are just not there for me. And you got to sit down and just leave it to the wayside for a little bit until you can come back to a point where you can finish it off. Yeah. But there's other songs or other beats, certain things that are going on with a certain beat that you're like, okay, you know what? I can take this and I can run with it right now. It's got to come all out right now. Yeah. And so music is interesting in that respect. That's why I wanted to ask you that question, because certain artists work differently, right? Some artists can step into the booth, like Pac used to just step in the booth. He'd have some certain things written down, and then he'd fly off the cuff, right? And then
that's not me. That's not me.
Yeah, no, that's not me either. To be completely honest with you, I mean, if you know what, it's been a while since I've freestyled, but you know, it's like, am I gonna say some stupid shit when it comes to so, but
it's funny because I can't do that rapping, but when it comes to the talk box, it comes out natural. But like I hear that shit, like if the beat I could fuck with, I could freestyle that shit on the talk box. It's weird, like, and I could hear it. I could just that, but rapping, I'm like, fuck, I struggle like crazy with that.
Yeah, bro. Especially nowadays, I feel like the beats have changed over the years. You know, you think about. So I'm working. Funny enough, I'm gonna work on this like 45-minute clip or 45-second clip, right? And it's gonna be me in the studio. I already have the videographer who's gonna help me out with it, and I have the studio. It's in Logan, and essentially. I want to make like a realtor thing for my real estate. You know, real estate, you got to stand out somehow, right? Of course. And so you always see these like rapping realtors, but I was like, you know what, bro? Fuck that. I'm from San Diego. I'm from Southern California. Like, I don't want to do. I want to do something so unique where like, where it's like it's super. It really really stands out. And so I have this idea where I'm gonna have a videographer in the booth with me, and I'm gonna do a beat. I'm gonna do a song over like Boys in the Hood, but it'll be like June's in your hood, right? Selling your homes.
dope.
You know? Something like that. But like what I meant to say, sorry, I got sidetracked.
You're good.
But like the beats were more simple back then, so it's easy for you to rap over. But then you have like people like the Migos, a group like the Migos, and you got these new beats. You're like, like
you'll never catch me doing that one.
No. All right. Well, let me ask you this, man. So outside of music, like who are you? You know, what do you do to enjoy yourself when the mic is off? What do you do?
Man. Spend time with my Frenchies. I love them. They were a big part of me when I was going through my depression. So they and my family, spending time with them, and enjoying the moment, man. And like I said, it's funny how it comes back to the music. I actually took a little break from making music because I just completely I got so heavy in music that I wasn't enjoying my life. So I was enjoying the music, but I was no longer in the moment no more, where I had to take a quick pause, reevaluate a lot of things, and so much, like I said, where it was, this year I ended up forgetting that it was Father's Day. Like I just completely went over my head, and that's when I knew I had to take a step back from music and just reevaluate and just enjoy my life, because outside, you know, when the mics are off and the cameras are not rolling, I'm Raphael, man. And I have a family, you know what I mean? I don't have kids of my own, but my brothers and sisters and my nephews. And I was too focused in my music where I was no longer paying attention to them. And I felt so bad for a couple weeks. But yeah, I'm Rafael Padilla. I'm from San Isidro, man. I work for the city of San Diego, and I work for the city of San Diego proudly. I'm a rec specialist for the city of San Diego.
Oh, cool.
And I oversee the senior citizens department. So any resources that seniors need from, food services, programs, and field trips, we offer that throughout the city of San Diego. Man, so I take a lot of pride in that, man.
No, that's great, bro. There's nothing wrong with that at all, bro. Like, dude, honestly, I have a friend of mine who actually he was a rec specialist up in Claremont, off of Claremont Mesa Boulevard. And I don't know if he still works there, or he literally found his passion through working with the city of San Diego, because he was working at the rec and he was creating theater. He loves theater. My friend, shout out Green Tree Theater. I'll send this to him later so he can see it. But like, shout out to you, M. I'm very proud of you. But yeah, so like he actually found his passion through working with kids there. And we both grew up in church, but that was what he loved, man. He just loved it. And so I don't see anything wrong with that, bro. I think that's super cool. And you're on a mission right now. You're on a mission for yourself, you know? So if you like what you do, you love what you do, like, then you're really not working, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
He found his inspiration through helping kids at a rec center. Yeah. So like, you know, I mean, as long as your passion is this and your job allows you to continue to fund your passion, then hey, by all means, do what you got to do, baby boo.
Absolutely, man.
Now, you mentioned depression a little bit, man. What personal experiences shaped you the most as a man?
Honestly, man, fuck. I mean, like I said, I'm open to it now, man. Like I said, I speak highly. I'm proud of where I'm at mentally. Depression hit me really, really hard. I was battling it really hard. And I say this proudly. I'm a huge advocate for mental health.
Oh, then you would love my podcast.
I was in a very, very dark mental state where I was thinking about committing suicide, and I really had to go to therapy for that, and then take it one day at a time, and it really helped me build consistency, so I had to, like, again, reevaluate my life, and like I said, when I say mental health, and it's always good to be, it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to reach out to people when you need it. And I open this to everybody that's watching this podcast. I will always respond to you if you reach out. If you're going through tough times, feel free to reach out to me anytime you need, because I was there when, in the darkest moments. My family was there. My two Frenchies, like I said, they were there when I was down and out. So it's okay not to be okay. And I say this emotionally because I don't really speak on it, but it's okay.
My dog, man. Hey, you know what? That's real right there, bro. That's so real. It's not even funny. So I too went through depression in 2020, and it was rough. It was rough. Why do you think I came in here crying this morning? Because in 2020, I was depressed. I was single. Well, I just had my heart broken, single. And I was learning a lot about my upbringing actually during that time, right? And why I feel the way I feel as a man. Like, why do I feel this way, right? And I was living in City Heights at the time. I went from essentially living in my car to living in a quote unquote halfway house, right? A church men's home. Yeah. I was like, literally, I had to, funny enough, I had to step through like dookie water because like the plumbing in Linda Vista was so bad, and these 6 guys that lived in this 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment didn't know how to wipe their ass properly. Yeah. And so I had to do that to get to work some mornings, right? But I fast forward, so I'm in an apartment. I'm making, I was 19 years old. I was making $200,000 that year, right? And I had my girlfriend just broke up with me. I felt alone. I felt depressed. I felt sad. Yeah. And then this beautiful girl named Divine waltzes into my life unexpectedly. Hell yeah. And so that's what I mean. Like, dude, you could wake up certain mornings. Like I said, today's my birthday, and you wake up this morning and you're just overwhelmed with the feeling of gratefulness. But then, there's also some hurt there too, Yeah. And so depression, the funny thing about depression is just prolonged anxiety, right? Because you're wanting something so badly and you can't have it, that your heart, there's a scripture in the Bible, Andy, I don't know if you know it off the cuff. It's like thank you. What's the scripture?
Proverbs 13:12, hope deferred
makes the heart sick.
But when desire comes, it is a tree of life.
That's right. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. But what?
But when the desire comes, it is a tree of life.
But when the desire comes, it's a tree of life, man. And that's just how we are as humans. And I don't think, that I give you a hug and I tell you that right now because I'm like, the way I end my podcasts, I usually do it. We're like maybe 5 or 10 minutes early on it, but I usually do that. I'm like, hey, I'm never too prideful. And I'm happy you say that. I'm like, you're never too prideful to pick up the phone call because there's people out there that may need to hear this right now. Yeah. And you don't even know. They may be like looking for because when you're depressed, you're just like, fuck, I want to grab onto any source of hope. Yeah. And so I would listen to anything, just try to not to kill myself. You know what I mean? Like your depression for a man, you go down a deep rabbit hole, and it'll be dark. It's a scary place. Mm-hmm. Like my neighbor, crazy ass black lady, she used to live upstairs from me. Her name was Mrs. Brown. Shout out to you, Mrs. Brown. You saved my life. I used to try to find hope in anything. And there was a day where I remember just being so depressed, bro, where I could not find the fucking hope in anything. And she was coming back from church. I remember she's walking up the stairs. She opens up the door that where our walkway is to go upstairs to her apartment. She sees my door open. She sees me, and I'm like bawling like this. And she's like, "What's the matter with you, kid? Like, 20 years old. Like, what the heck?" And so, anyways, my point being with all of that is to say, like, dude, you don't know what people are going through when they're going through it. So thank you for doing that on my show, man. It really means a lot to me that you spoke up and said something about that. Now. Sorry, I didn't mean to take that away from you.
No, you're good.
But I understand that very, like, we could talk about it off camera, but like, I understand that very closely. But this kind of segue, so what are you working on right now that people should be excited for?
Oh man, so many projects. It's right now I'm working on I guess you could say one of my biggest projects that I'm really heavily invested in right now. It's the song is called 619 State of Mind. I haven't recorded it yet. I just got the beat, but it's a full circle moment for Rkeyzz, bro. Where I'm really getting involved with the brainstorming of the video shoot. Like I said, the song's not even done, but it's just the brainstorming aspect of it right now. Rkeyzz it's nothing without San Diego. Rkeyzz is not anything without Padre Life. I always rock Padre Life. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to Padre's blogger, Padre Libre, Rob, Memo.
He knows Padre Libre.
That's my boy right there. That's my dog.
Memo 619. I think I have Memo 619 too.
My homies, and then the late great Ryan, and then also Rkeyzz and Cove. We all
Rkeyzz too. He follows me too, man. We're all super tapped in.
We all represent Padre Life.
Very cool.
And also Luis from Penelope's. Penelope's ended up creating the Rkeyzz burrito. If you haven't tried that out, it's delicious over at in El Cajon. So right now, the brainstorming aspect of 619 State of Mind, it's coming full circle. People that supported me before I Love San Diego, which is my biggest record. I am forever thankful for the city of San Diego, my coworkers, my family, my friends, and everybody that follows me. What you see is I am who you see, man. I'm humble. I'm genuine. Like I said, you reach out to me, you text me, I'm always going to respond. I don't have an ego. I am Rafael Padilla from the Villanueva. Apartments, I'm always going to remain humble and always reach back out to you. So the full circle moment is the filming of at Penelope's, giving back, showing love to San Diego and everybody that supported me. So I'm going to say this now. You guys are all invited. January 17th is the projected date that I'm going to shoot that video. My boy Torres Visuals will be behind the lens to do that whole concept.
Oh, I know Torres.
I'm going to get the group that Penelope's got the burritos for, which is MTO, Luis, Carlos, the realtor, and then myself.
Oh, I know him. He's with Boulevards, I think.
Yeah, he's with Boulevards.
Okay.
And then Luis, again, he supported me. He ended up catering the day when we did the show for MC Magic and Little Rob. And then bringing All City San Diego to be part of that. That's going to be one of my proudest moments because, like I said, it's a full circle moment, bro. Bringing everybody that's been supporting me from before, and then during the I Love San Diego. Again, I Love San Diego, man, changed my whole life, and I feel like it's time for me to return all that love back to San Diego, which called again 619 State of Mind. And I'm gonna rap completely different on this one, and I'm excited because it's a lot faster than most of my records. And again, it's still in the building phase, and I'm gonna be proud. I'm currently I'm about to drop a song that I held over 2 years. It's called Everything, featuring Rkeyzz. And that record right now, I purposely teased it on Instagram, see how the reaction was gonna be, because I wanted to see, okay, how they're going to react to it. And again, I've had that record for a while now and just never released it. And then finally, you know what, fuck it. We were shooting the video for Fallen at Penelope, and I was like, I told my boy Torres, let's film this little snippet right here, see how it does. If I get some good reaction, I'm okay. I'm going to go move forward. And then shout out to Hank Figs and Madman for mixing and mastering the whole song. It sounds amazing. That comes December 1st. The video should be done pretty soon. And shout out to Balboa South for allowing us to shoot that video there. And then I could show you a little preview of the intro. And again, it goes back to, if I feel the beat, I'm going to freestyle it. And this one just came so naturally, man. I just heard it. I was like, oh man, this sounds amazing. Ooh, you mean the world to me, to me. I would give you everything, everything. All my time, all my love, just for you.
Bro, that's gonna be a hit.
That came to me naturally when I heard the beat right off the bat. Like I got in the studio, I was like, I'm doing this shit now, and I just freestyled it. It was a simple hook, but it just came to me. And those are gonna be my biggest records. And again, 619 State of Mind, it's giving the love back to San Diego. You guys, everybody that follows me on Instagram, I'm giving that same love you guys showed me, and I'm giving it right back. Because without you guys, without you, the following, all the engagement, you guys sharing my content, I'm nowhere. I'm nobody. Without your love and support, there's no Rkeyzz. So I'm always going to represent you San Diego proudly.
I love that, man. Thank you for that, dude. That's awesome. Honestly, I have a couple more questions, and we're almost done. But I love that though, because honestly, I feel like I said, a lot of people don't. I mean, they don't really take the time to do to give back, you know, and it inspires me. So I'm glad that you're titling it that, man. That's awesome. Question for you.
Yeah.
Drum roll. Is there any collaborations, any big collaborations in the city that we should know about? Stuff that you're working on?
Yeah. So I got a record that they just pitched to me right now. She's an amazing artist, Too Dank. I'm gonna do some Talkbox for her. And then I'm trying to get her to do get on a record. She's on board. And then also another record a record with Sabrina Soul. She's amazing.
Ooh. Who's the other girl? Can you say her name or no?
Yeah, Too Dank.
Too Dank. Okay.
Yeah. She's amazing. I got nothing but love and respect for her. She's out there grinding. Every show you see, she's there. And like I said, I pitched the idea to her and her manager earlier in the year. She was on board. He was on board and was caught. And I want to introduce her to the doors that were open to me, which is the Talib Kweli, Paul Wall. I want to bring her with me on those shows to give her an opportunity, a platform, and what's the word? Just open the door for her so that way she could step into a different scene. Again, she's amazing. She's always hustling. Too Dank, if you're watching this, I got nothing but love and respect for you, your manager. And right now, again, the one that I'm doing with Rkeyzz. And then
that's cool that you're working with Rkeyzz, man, because she followed me too a couple months back. But I'd love to bring her on the pod too, because she seems like hella dope. She seems like she has a lot of energy too.
She got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
This is our second song that I got her featured on. So again, when I did the record, I was like, I got to get Rkeyzz back on this record. It's called Everything. The first one we did was called First Sight. And again, Talkbox, romantic, love type songs. I can't speak on the other ones because I don't want to jinx it, but there's some big projects that I'm in the works in. You just got you got to. I'm always spamming Instagram, bro. The moment you wake up, when you're at lunch, and before you go to sleep, I'll make sure Rkeyzz is the first and middle thing and the last thing you see before you go to sleep.
Hey, that's how it's supposed to be. I love social media for that reason. That's why for me, I'm big. I'm like on June the Realtor specifically. Right. That's why I'm making these connections. I want to know that, like, my locals. I want to know them very intimately, very closely.
Yeah.
Why? Because I understand one thing, bro. Marketing.
Yeah, of course.
Marketing. I want to drill. When you wake up in the morning, I don't know about you, but I know for me, I wake up and I'm like, how am I gonna open the consumer's head and jam June the Realtor in there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like, how do you do that, man? And so no, I'm super dope. I'm super excited to see you do that kind of stuff, man, because that's kind of what made me reach out to you, to be honest. I'm like, this guy's a cool fellow, bro. I want to meet him. So I just have, selfishly, I have like 2 songs I need to hear you do on the Talkbox, and one of them is Computer Love, which you kind of did a little bit earlier, and then I don't know if you know how to do more Bounce to the Ounce, but that one would be sick too if you know how to do that.
More boats, more boats. Much more boats. Yeah.
Gotta get this on recording.
You ready?
Yeah, here, let's do it.
More boats. More boats. Much more boats. More bounce to the ounce. Much more bounce. More bounce to the ounce. That good? I can do another one too.
Let's do it.
Hey lady, let me tell you why I can't live my life without you. Oh baby, better not pass me by, 'cause if you do, you lose a good thing. Oh baby, 'cause what I've got to say is sealed with a kiss and a wedding ring. My mind is blind at times, I can't see anyone but you. Those other girls don't matter, no, they can't spoil my view. I must make you understand. I wanna be your man. Yes, I do.
Oh, that is so cool, bro.
I stepped on the keys, but you got the point. I want to be
Oh, man, hey, yo, man, thank you again for joining my podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I cannot thank you enough, brother. If I could have had one birthday wish happen, I would love to have done a podcast right here with you, man. So thank you for that.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And like I said, usually at the end of the pod, I do this thing where I tell people like, hey, you know what? If you're out there and you're listening and you need a phone call or you need to talk to somebody, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Obviously, Rkeyzz made himself available, so please do not be shy. Reach out. We want to be here to help you. Rkeyzz, if you got anything to say.
Let me hear it one time from my city. I love San Diego, San Diego. I love San Diego. It's your boy Rkeyzz. You can follow me on Instagram at Rkeyzz. I'm pretty sure they're going to tag me or collaborate with me.
Absolutely.
Make sure you guys follow me. But like June said, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you feel like you're having a tough time, my lines are always open. My DMs are always open. Feel free to reach out. Again, we're here. We're one family, man. We only have one life. Cherish it. Be thankful. And I'm extremely blessed to have you guys all following me and blessing me with all your guys' love and support.
Absolutely. With that being said, that brings the June the Realtor show to the end. Episode number 11. Pretty soon here, guys, with the way things are going, I'm going to be changing the name of the show at some point. Right now, it's just the June the Realtor podcast show, but I think I'm going to change it to the Junie Tune show. Don't steal it, anybody, but I'm thinking of doing it soon. So with that being said, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you once again.
Thank you.
We out.